Okay, so here is the spell. So this is a spell. It's a psychological based witchcraft spell, if that's what you want to call it, but it's really called the dispel infidelity spell. Okay. Well, why is it called that? Well, I'm not. Look, I'm not talking to you, bitch. Just chill out. Okay. So here's the thing. Um, you have to have a conversation with your man. And that's the bottom line. It is not a conversation that ordinary normies are going to have. What's going to go on is that that means you, yourself, have to do the work yourself. But that means having a conversation that's non-confrontational. So you can't be confrontational. You got to remember that because guys will start all that rebellious shit. Oh my gosh, you don't control me. You don't tell me what to do. That's just going to throw his ass right into that little chick's freaking arms, okay? So don't do that. Don't be confrontational. What you want to do, girlfriend, is go right from the back door to his brain, okay? And this is how you do it. So there's three things you have to remember here, okay? So you have a conversation with him, and you got to remember one is to remind him of his duty as a man. So, like, when you remind him of his duty, you remind him that, hey, you're a man, and part of your duty as a man is to protect us, okay? That's like your family. That's like my child. If you have kids, it's like you got to respect my child, and you got to protect our child, and you got to protect like our relationship. So that's your duty as a man. So don't fail, okay? The third one is you got to remind this guy of his original morality, okay? So like when you fell in love with this dude, trust me, okay? He had a good morality. He wasn't corrupt yet, okay? It's the seductress and the home wrecker that corrupts your man. So you got to remind him beforehand that he is not that kind of guy. So you remind him of his morality. That's number two. And then number three is consequences, okay? If he goes out and starts cheating and doing all that stuff, okay, what happens is that, hey, you're going to lose me, you're going to lose your child, you're going to lose all the benefits and all the comforts of having a family. Those are real consequences. That's real. Girl, you're so right. You're damn right. So that's how it goes. But remember, you can't talk about that confrontationally. You got to go through the back door. That's right, this little brain. Okay? So when you have a conversation with him, like if you're going on vacation or your work sends you somewhere and your man is alone for like 5 days, 2 weeks, or whatever, it's not about insecurity. Because believe me, girl, every woman should be secure with themselves, not insecure. In fact, many men are insecure, and that's like totally why they freaking cheat. Okay? Yeah, I get that. All right, shut up. Don't interrupt. Okay, so here it goes. So you have a conversation with your man, and it goes like this. Now, it doesn't matter the exact words of the conversation, but it has to be those three meanings. It has to mean these three things. And I guarantee you, when that seductress comes, you will literally, I'm not joking, not freaking joking, you will interrupt the seduction. You will disrupt the seduction. You will interfere with the seduction even when you are not around. Huh? Get it? So here's how it goes. So before you leave, you sit your man down. You're like, hey, hun, sit down. Sit down there, hun. And then it's like, look, I respect you as a man. I respect what you do for our kids. I respect what you do for our household and for our family. Got to use that word too, family. So you remind them of the first value, which is duty, his duty as a man. And then you compliment them on it. Don't be confrontational. Don't be like, bitch, you better not go by that freaking hole and blah, blah. Don't start that because the first thing he'll do when you walk out the door is walk his sorry ass over there to that chick if you're confrontational. So stop it. Remember, we're not tricking him. We're just implanting what should already be. Okay? You know what I'm saying, girlfriend. Well, yeah, I mean, that's how they should be anyway. They shouldn't really be. Shut up, Vid. Just shut up, Vid. Don't interrupt. Okay, so then here's the thing. So you have the conversation and you remind him of his duty as a man, his duty to protect the family. You go, boo, I respect you as a man, and I respect your ways of protecting our family. Means so much to us. And you gotta throw in us. Don't just throw in yourself. If you got kids, throw in us, because when a man is fearful. He's a fear of not just losing you, he's a fear of losing his family. So always throw in us, especially if you got kids. So then it's like, okay, you did the first thing right. You reminded him of his duty without being confrontational. Then you follow up in succession, like totally quick, like the next one. And you're like, look, okay, I know that when I'm gone, that I trust you and that, you're the kind of person who would never betray the family. You see, you would never ordinarily do anything bad to betray our family and our children. Yeah, that's like totally true, right? I mean, that's what you got together with the guy for to begin with. If you thought he was a rat, you wouldn't have been together. So you got to remind him of that, right? Then the third one is consequence. And then you remind him and say, hey, look, the one thing about you as a man is I really know you would never do anything. You would never do anything to betray our family's trust and to betray our children. See, that's it. And like girls would think that's total common sense, but like you'd be surprised how that conversation never happens. All right? That conversation usually never happens. They never really sit the guy down and go, hey, look it, we're going to touch base on three things. And it's always non-confrontational. You see, when you talk to him, you're talking about like totally, enhancing his values that are there for real. So it's not like we're deceiving the dude. We're just implanting a trigger. So when you have that talk with him and you base that conversation on those three values, okay? When you're gone and when the other girl comes up to him, that girl at work or that beautiful stranger or that past ride or die girlfriend, whatever that is, then you could be sure that while she's seducing him, that mental implant that you put in his mind before you left will 100% come up. It will be triggered by her very seduction. I'm not joking. I'm freaking totally serious about this. So I got to tell you, that's what the spell about dispelling infidelity is. And believe me, it works. It really works. How does it work? It works in a very special way. Like if I told you like totally like a sentence right now, if I just like said, hey, a red plane will land in Chicago at midnight. If I just told you that, like what I just said right now, the fact that you heard me say that, when you see the color red or you see the word Chicago or you see a plane, you'll be reminded just by association of what I told you. And that spell against infidelity works in the same way. All you got to do is like say it once and it will go into your man's brain. And believe me, it will pop up when that freaking invading female starts her crap, okay? So why bring it up? Because it's very important for families together today, especially good families together, to stay together and not be victims to freaking home wreckers. Right, girl? Yeah, totally right. Freaking damn right, you're right. Okay, so that's my spell. I totally hope you freaking understand how important that is in today's society.